Hey guys, let's jump straight into it. Raarh, by laying directly on top of him before the explosion, you forfeited your dexterity saving throw. That's 40 points of fire damage doubled to 80.
What the heck? That's insane.
All right, well, I take half of that because I was still raging when it kaboomed.
Nice. What HP does that take you down to then, dude?
That brings me to 6 health.
Holy moly, that was close.
Joe, before Celestia bleeds out, I run over to her and cast Cure Wounds. That's 7 points of healing.
Thanks, Saxy. What the heck was that all about? Like, man, can't we trust anyone?
Saxiron, as you cast your Cure Wounds on Celestia, you look up, realizing that the sorcerer and the remaining sailors are still attempting to flee on the rowboats. At this point, they've all begun boarding and about to push off.
Ah, shit, what are we doing, guys? Are we chasing them down or just letting them leave?
Of course we're chasing them down. There's no way in hell I plan on letting them get away after the bullshit that they just pulled.
All right, so what are you doing?
I cast Firebolt on the sorcerer.
Okay, make an attack roll.
That's a 17 to hit.
Tronald, with vengeance burning in your eyes, you raise your hand, feeling the arcane energy pulse and swirl around your fingers. As you release the firebolt, it surges toward the fleeing sorcerer, leaving a blazing trail in its wake. Yet even as it cleaves through the air, another force reveals itself. A blazing bead of fire, swift and potent, of an origin you can't discern, bolts ahead, completely overshadowing your own spell. The world seems to stand still, a suspended breath of anticipation. Then, in a cataclysmic moment, the bead of fire smashes into the rowboat. A massive explosion rages forth, consuming water, wood, and the very earth beneath. The sheer force of the explosion tears through everything: the rowboat, the surrounding waters, and every soul unfortunate enough to be nearby. The remnants of the sorcerer and his sailors are lost amidst the devastation. The once placid waters are now a roiling tempest.
Oh, for fuck's sake, what now?
I'm going to need one of you to make a perception check with advantage, taking the lead for your group.
All right, so who's got the best perception stat?
That's a 17, Joe.
Or just go ahead and roll Tronald, sure.
Tronald, with a roll of 17, your senses heighten and you become acutely aware of the world around you. The trees, usually teeming with life, are eerily quiet. You search their looming shadows for any sign of movement, but find only stillness. Casting your gaze skyward, an uncanny emptiness greets you, not a single bird in flight, nor any rustling of leaves. Suddenly, the air around you becomes dense. An oppressive heat washes over you, reminiscent of stepping onto a sun-scorched island. Every breath feels heavier, and beads of sweat quickly form on your forehead. Then, just as abruptly, a chilling voice slices through the stifling heat.
Interesting. So you do exist.
Whipping around with adrenaline pumping through each of your bodies, your group is met with the sight of a figure merely 20 feet away. He stands there, arms crossed, observing you all with the intensity one reserves for a precious artifact. The man's appearance is striking. His long, jet-black hair flows like a shadowy river down his back, contrasting sharply against the pale hue of his skin. But what truly captures your attention are his eyes. Crimson pools that burn with an intensity reminiscent of hell itself. They hold wisdom, pain, and above all, a darkness to a degree none of you have witnessed before. This is no ordinary adversary.
Who are you, and what do you want with us?
Who am I? Such a feeble question from a being as inconsequential as you. But to sate your curiosity, you may address me as Vuzal. What do I desire? Not a single shred of your pitiful existence. Him, on the other hand, well, that's a different matter entirely.
You'll die before you touch him. Joe, I fucking rage. Then I charge towards the man and take a swing at him with my great axe.
Don't do it, Raarh.
For fuck's sake.
That's a natural fucking 20.
Nice. What damage do you do?
So that's 10, doubled to 20, plus 6. So 26 points of slashing damage.
Raarh, with every sinew and muscle taut, you hurl yourself forward, great axe brandished with the intent of cleaving through the mysterious figure before you. Each step you take reverberates with the weight of your determination and the rage boiling within. Just as you are about to strike, the man's lips curl into a self-assured smirk.
Such arrogance.
Suddenly, the air around him seems to warp, twist and ripple like the surface of disturbed water. A dark vortex of energy forms with tendrils of inky blackness spiraling around the man. But not just him. It seems to be happening to Saxiron as well. It's as if the very fabric of reality is being torn apart and stitched together elsewhere. Saxy, I'm gonna need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
For fuck's sake, man, what have you done? Yes, that's a 20 total, Joe.
20 total? Not high enough.
Oh no.
What the fuck?
Oh, excellent.
Huh? What's happening?
It's worth noting, Tronald, that as soon as he cast that spell, a pounding headache shot through you. Raarh, you watch, almost in suspended animation, as the man and Saxiron become enveloped in this disorienting field of magic. And then, in an instant too rapid to perceive, the positions are exchanged. The man now stands where Saxiron was, and vice versa. Your momentum carries you through. Before Saxiron can even register what has happened, your great axe meets its unintended target. The weight of the realization is almost as heavy as the blow you've just delivered. The battlefield remains silent for a split second, punctuated only by the aftershocks of the spell and the gasp of realization.
Well, that's me down. Thanks a fucking lot, Raarh.
What do you mean? How was I supposed to know he could do that?
Well, that's just the fucking point, isn't it? I'd say let this be a lesson, but we're pretty much screwed.
Well, heal him or something, Celestia.
Sure, for all the good it'll do. Joe, I cast Healing Word on Saxiron.
Celestia, before you get a chance to cast your healing word, the man is going to cast Hold Person at level 4, attempting to paralyze the rest of you.
And it just gets better and better.
I'm going to need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 14 for me, Joe.
I rolled a fucking 5.
Okay, so I rolled a 17 for a 24 total.
All right, so you all are classed as paralyzed.
Are you taking the piss, man?
Who the hell is this guy?
With all of you now held, Vuzal walks over to Saxiron before crouching down beside him.
Do you truly comprehend the weight of the situation, or are you so blinded by your own arrogance? The sands of time run thin for your ally. If you have any semblance of wisdom, you'd relinquish your feeble attempts to defy me. They are, after all, as futile as a moth challenging the flame.
What do you want from us?
You seem so desperate for knowledge, so desperate to know who stands before you. Let me enlighten you. I am the Pinnacle, the sovereign head of an order known as the Obitus. Perhaps the name rings a bell? I would be surprised if it didn't, given your encounter with that lamentable excuse for an arcane practitioner, Rick. But let me clarify, his incompetence is not a reflection of our order.
Are you guys going to try resist the next round of Hold Person or not?
No, we don't resist.
Also, I'm going to need a death saving throw from you, Saxiron.
Damn, that's a 7.
Please, just tell us what you want. Don't kill him.
The man's intense gaze meets yours, Tronald. For a brief moment, his head tilts as if wrestling with some deep, unspoken thought or emotion. But just as swiftly, he dispels it, his demeanor regaining its unwavering steadiness.
Whilst the thought of extinguishing your life may not currently entertain me, understand this. If I desired your end, I would need but utter a single word.
The figure gracefully descends, his form poised like that of a predatory bird about to strike. Delicately, he places a hand on Saxiron's forehead. The air thickens with tension as he murmurs an arcane chant, the words dancing on the edge of your understanding but remaining tantalizingly out of reach. Saxi. An ethereal warmth radiates from the contact point, seeping into your very being as you feel a surge of vitality coursing through you. You regain 30 hit points.
Wow, okay, not what I was expecting.
The man stands back up, taking a few steps towards you, Tronald, before dropping the Hold Person spell and proceeding to say,
My attention was drawn your way when one of my acolytes brought me a curious relic belonging to you. This trinket piqued my interest. It belonged to Lord Tanaver, didn't it? To think there exists a clone not birthed from my machinations. Intriguing. Tracing the energy of your artifact, I have been a silent observer in the shadows, evaluating if the legend of Lord Tanaver was truly walking this realm in the flesh once more.
Well, you found me, so what do you want?
My presence here is twofold. The essence of the first eludes you for now, a shadowed enigma that lingers far beyond your grasp.
Suddenly, the man's eyes blaze to life, a storm of emotions brewing behind them. The tranquil facade he once wore shatters, replaced by an overwhelming fervor as he declares,
The second, it's elementary. I am here to ignite a spark of ambition within you. Seek us out, rally your allies, challenge our might, and strive to pierce the veil that obscures the rotting core of this world. And rest assured, when the pivotal moment dawns, you will embrace my truth, aligning yourself with my cause as fate demands. And in that moment of clarity, you will lament not standing beside me all those years ago. It is only fitting, however, to extend my gratitude. Your demise was the very crucible that forged the embodiment of power and purpose you now witness. My intentions, my designs, they are vast and intricate, far beyond the narrow confines of your comprehension. Even in your previous life, before you were reborn as this Tronald, the grandeur of my vision eluded you. It always has.
Who were you to me? And what drives your mad ambition to awaken Vecna and Orcus to plunge this world into oblivion?
In time, every shadowed corner of this grand design will unveil itself before you. Such revelations are inevitable on the path you tread. However, this moment is merely a prelude, and I must depart. As I mentioned previously, my initial intention was merely to light the flame of ambition within you, to compel you to chase our shadows. Yet I perceive that our discourse may have only fanned those flames, and so let me stoke them further. After all, am I not the very monster you once declared me to be? Now, Tronald, make your choice. Decide which one of your friends will be the one to drive your ambitions. Which of your comrades will be denied the dawn?
Huh?
What? This is insane. I'm not letting any one of them die.
Ah, dear Tronald, understand this. The illusion of choice is just that, an illusion. One of them is destined to perish. Refuse, and I shall ensure that they all enter the cold embrace of the void.
I can't do this.
This is fucking insane. But Tronald, listen to me closely. Choose me. When our paths first intertwined in that quaint fishing village, where you stood aimlessly, lost and confused, our bond was not immediate. We clashed, challenged, and bickered, our beliefs often divergent, our perspectives contrasting. Yet through the storms of discord, something grew. A bond. You became more than just an acquaintance, more than a friend. You, and all of you, have become my kin, my family. And it's a family I want to shield. So, if a sacrifice is demanded, let it be me. Let my final act be one of protection for those I love.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Saxy. Tronald needs you. It should be me who gets chosen. All I do is cause trouble and fucking break things. I'm a mess, and all of you would be better off without me. I mean, my recklessness was always bound to get one of us killed at some point. So, let's avoid that. Just, Saxiron, promise me you will look out for Tronald. And Tronald, brother, see my task through. Make sure that my mother and father are rescued.
No. I'm not choosing any of you. Take me. Kill me. If I was the one who called you monster, if I was the one who turned you into what you are now, then let it be me who faces the consequences of my actions. None of my friends deserve death, but me, I shouldn't even be here. I'm a fake, a clone, an abomination. Kill me, and let my friends walk out of here alive.
Tronald, as the man fixes his gaze upon you, peering deeply into the very core of your being, you discern something unexpected. Not a trace of animosity, but a bottomless well of sorrow and pain.
Ah, Tronald, your willingness to face the abyss is admirable. But it's not your place to embrace that cold silence. While you may not bear the full mantle of the original Lord Tanavir, in my eyes you've transcended him. You're imbued with an essence, a spirit more genuine than he ever was in his final moments. Your end will not be here, not today. You, Tronald, bear a significance that you cannot yet fathom.
Everyone keeps telling me that I bear a significance. Well, I don't want it. I don't want any part of this game which is leading to the death of my family. Please, there has to be another way.
His voice drips with sorrow alongside a steely resolve.
This dark juncture, as tormented as it appears, is the sole road we must tread. It is the only way to forge a hatred so intense within you, propelling you to boundaries yet unknown. Only by traversing this twisted path will you be bestowed clarity to the truth of this world. Make your choice, Tronald.
Tronald, please choose me. From the start, when our paths intertwined, it was as if the universe had designed this very moment for me. Sune's divine hand guided me to stand beside you, and now I can almost feel her ethereal touch, pulling me gently towards a horizon I cannot yet see. We've laughed, fought, and stumbled our way through this journey like a band of fucking idiots. And while we may have been the world's most ridiculous group, know this: my purpose has been eternally entwined with yours. This feels right. This is the culmination of my journey, my destiny. And as the curtain descends upon the final page of my tale, let it be the spark that ignites the next grand chapter of your own story.
I don't know what to say. Joe, a tear rolls down my cheek as I nod my head in agreement.
The man's eyes, deep pools of sorrow and torment, lock onto yours, once again piercing the very depths of your being. With a voice heavy with regret, he murmurs,
That's not good enough, Tronald. Words hold power. I need to hear them. I need to hear the words from your own lips, the words which will seal your friend's fate.
Do it, Tronald.
I swear to you, Celestia, this is not where your story ends. I will find a way to bring you back to us. I'm so sorry. I say the words, Joe. I say, take Celestia. Kill Celestia.
Tronald, as the fateful words escape your mouth, Vuzal gives a solemn nod. With an air heavy with finality, he murmurs a lone, potent word.
Uccidere.
Time seems to stretch, each heartbeat an agonizing eternity as you lock eyes with Celestia. Those bright eyes once teeming with dreams, aspirations, and boundless horizons now dim. A light extinguished, snuffed out in an instant as she crumbles to the ground. The vibrant life within her now ceasing to exist.